things that many people don't understand and have yet to maybe grasp how Malcolm influenced many of the culture and the culturalists and the artists. You know what I mean? And I think that that's something that's not talked about.
Right.
How the artists came out of the movement. The artists didn't create a movement, but the movement created the artists. And Malcolm was there working with the likes of Muhammad Ali, working with the likes of Harry Belafonte, working with the likes of many of our sisters that's not talked about. But, even his sister talks about that. But working with Lena Horne and working with others in terms of the artists and how, even the jazz artists, we like to listen to Monk, but we don't know how Monk was influenced by Malcolm. We like to listen to Davis, but we don't know how Davis was influenced by Malcolm. Talk about how, again, the movement and this movement that Malcolm X was a part of influenced our artists. And, of course, artists are those that can take our movement to that next level because they're willing to put it in the art form, and that's what we all have a duty and responsibility to do. Talk about the importance of that, brother, if you could, before we go to this next call.
The community put the pressure on the artist.
That's
you know
right.
what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
The artist was nothing without the community.
Right. That's right.
And that's our culture.
Yes, sir.
You couldn't come spitting no garbage.
Right.
The elders would check you. The community would check you. You would be ostracized from the community.
Yes, sir.
And no matter how many records you sell, you ain't want to not be able to go back into Detroit back into D.C. or back into Tubman City and not be loved by the people.
That's right.
So you did what was right.
That's right.
I'm black and I'm proud. James Brown was from pressure.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And today we still have that, but not organized. Because I know that Fred Hampton Jr.
Yes, sir.
He was talking to Kanye minutes before he went on the air talking about that George Bush don't love black people.
That's right.
You see, that wasn't something that would have come out of him naturally, but it was something that was influenced. It was something that was revealed. He was educated.
That's right, bro.
Even just for a few seconds.
Yes, sir.
So when he got on the air, he had to let that out.
Right. That's right. Yes,
and that's the kind of pressure that we have to have on our artists. That's
right.
kind of, the artists, they're supposed to be speaking for the people.
Right.
But instead, they're speaking for these corporations.
Yes, sir. That's right.
They're doing the work of these corporations.
It become like strange fruit in the way that Billie Holiday talked about strange fruit hanging from a tree. They strange fruit being plucked from our tree right now.
Exactly.
Yes, sir.
And there's some real strange stuff coming out of their mouths.
Yes, sir.
And
I think we had a caller, but please continue as we're waiting on that caller to get back in. You can get in on the conversation, 410-761-1592. One of the other things as we're waiting for the callers to get back in that Malcolm talked about was taking our plight, taking our fight, taking our quest, of course, to the human level in terms of to the UN and to the world court as we look at what's happening in Africa, but as we look at what's happening to Africans throughout the diaspora, whether we're talking about blacks in America, whether we're talking about blacks in Haiti, whether we're talking about blacks, of course, in Central and South America, talk about the importance of still taking our plight and taking our fight as members of the Jewish community, which are only 4% of this country, and of course, probably less than 3% of the population on the planet, but they continue to take their plight and their fight. Even the Palestinians take their plight and their fight to the UN. Talk about the importance of taking our plight and our fight as a people, even with a black man or brown man or man of color in the White House, beyond the civil rights struggle, but to the human rights struggle. Talk about that, Brother Lionel, if you could.
Well, it's very important. Nowadays, our culture is the least of what's important nowadays, and we need to reiterate what's important for us to grow. Right now, we're at the bottom of every list when it comes to economics, culture, education, and we're still being looked at as 3/5 of a human being. So right now, we're at a gap where we don't have anybody who's in the forefront taking it to the UN or leaders stepping up, because so many have fallen. We don't have those leaders stepping up, taking it fight. We have them out there, but they're on such a minute level, or we're such in an organization where that's not grown to the potential because we don't have people support. And what we need is people being involved. If you care, be involved. Right. If your streets are dirty, make it attention to pick up the trash. If you see kids are doing something besides what our behavior should be as in our culture, try to correct that.
Yes,
so each one teach one starts with yourself first, and then it spreads out from within to the rest of the community.
That's right. Yes, sir.
Let me add on. This brother he talks about what he's. I mean, he is about what he talks about. I've known this brother for. We were just talking on the way up here, almost a year now, or going on a year, or right over a year, right around that time frame.
Okay.
And we were just
finish that, and I'm gonna take this call.
We were just picking up my nephew the other day, and there was some children on the street, and one of them ran across the street, almost got hit by a car. And Brother Linnell, not knowing where he was, he's from Chicago. He just stepped out on the scene.
Right.
He wouldn't talk to those children, the older children that were supposed to be watching them.
That's where we
and
teach
let them
brother.
know exactly what's supposed to be going on. And they took that information well. And that's that's just the kind of behavior we have to exhibit.
Yeah, you got to connect. You got to connect with them before you try to come correct with them.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? And sometimes what happens, adults try to discipline the children before they connect with the children. And it creates the friction.
They don't care what you know until they know you care.
That's right. With that, let me come to the lines. Good afternoon, caller. You're on the State of the City.
Walaikum.
Yes, sir. Walaikum salam, brother. Question for the brothers. Yes, sir.
Well, I would like to preface a question like this. I was raised with the minister,
yes,
with Osama Elijah Muhammad, and with Malcolm.
Yes, sir.
I got his first record, 33 and a third, Grassroots, Message from the Grassroots.
Yes, sir.
Now, what I'm saying is this. People say that since Malcolm is gone, he's not gone. Malcolm influenced many FOI.
Yes, sir.
And others.
Right.
Okay?
That's right.
He influenced me. And the minister, if you want to see Malcolm, you can see Malcolm in the minister. You can see the best of Malcolm.
That's right.
In the minister. Okay?
Yes, sir.
So what I'm saying is that no, we don't forget about our brother.
No.
Malcolm is our brother.
Yes,
With
sir.
all of his goodness and all of his faults, he's our brother.
That's right. Yes, sir.
So I would like for people to say that when they talk about leadership,
right,
let them reference the minister if they're talking about Malcolm.
That's right.
The minister was influenced by both. The minister, they both had the same teacher.
Yes, sir. That's right. Sure.
So,
yes, sir.
So please, don't say we're left without a teacher.
Right. No, I don't think the brother said that, brother. All right?
Okay, well, that's how I came across.
Okay, thank you for your call. All right? Thank you, my elder.
Yes,
all right, assalamu alaikum. No, we never say we're without a teacher because God will never leave us without teachers, but we know that the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan and what he stands for and what he represents, but we're talking about we're those coming behind the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan because the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan is 80 years old, and as he's been working, of course, traveling right now, and in the shoes of what Brother Malcolm did, going on the black college campuses right now, going to the UN. The minister has been traveling on an international level, but who's coming behind him? There were those such as Brother Khalid Muhammad that was there with Minister Farrakhan, of course, but where are those coming behind him that will continue that work? As I heard the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan say, that he wants to be able to look back and look up and see young warriors, see young lions, see young visionaries that can continue in the work that he's doing, whether they're inside the confines of the Nation of Islam in the mosque, but whether they're working in one of our organizations. We all got to continue that kind of work. In the 60s, we had many leaders who understood the importance of doing that work. But today, we seem that we have very few leaders, and the Honorable Louis Farrakhan becomes the epitome of what we see out there. But he clearly is 80 years old, but he needs help, as the scripture says, when's coming to my help? He needs helpers in order to do the work, which is on a global level right now, and that's very important. And we all have to grow, as I heard him say, even to close the gap, because oftentimes those leaders are in the forefront of those of us who are here, and that not fully grasped and not fully understood until they make their transition. And so some people even today are now just getting to understand Malcolm X, just getting to understand Dr. King. And so I would pray that it wouldn't take, of course, the transition of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan for them to really fully close the gap and understand the work of what he's doing at the young age of 80 years old, as we'll hear another one in Baba Dick Gregory. But it takes the elders to be able to harmonize with the young people in order to give them the guide and the guidance, and then allow the young people to grow as well, because you should be able to do greater than what our elders are doing today.
Exactly.
Talk about the importance of that, brother.
We're just emulating and surpassing.
Yes,
That's
sir.
That's what evolution is all about.
Right.
These generations have to get better.
Yes, sir. Absolutely. Let me take this next call. Good afternoon, caller. You're on the State of the City.
Hotep.
Hotep to you, my sister.
This is my aunt Sekhmet.
Yes, ma'am.
I
Hotep.
just want to say that the brothers are doing a beautiful job. Great show, by the way.
Thank you.
As innovators and nation builders in our community, and their works are highly respected and appreciated.
Yes, ma'am.
And willingly, I can make it tomorrow to get some of that ginger lime broccoli to see what all the fuss is about and build with the family.
Okay. Anything else?
We appreciate you calling in, sister.
Okay. Now, this is not the sister that has that does the school, right? Yes.
No.
No.
This is a poet, sister.
Oh, this is a poet. Well, you got to
yeah.
come in next time with the brothers and bless us with some poetry and some flowetry, sister. All right.
Absolutely. Leave me my honor.
All right. Don't hide it. Divide it now. All right.
Absolutely. Hotep.
All right. Hotep to you, my sister. Thank you very much. As we were talking about artists, man. Talk about. I think the importance is we talked about, man, getting ready and preparing for the summer because you know the old saying is old folk used to say, man, idle mind is a playground for the devil. And so we're losing young people, we're losing young adults in the city right now. We're leading in a nation in crime and murder. And one of the things that Brother Malcolm talked about was cleaning up, standing up, manning up, and not canning up. And then we have to start, as our brother said, right where we are. But talk about the importance of getting ready for the summer because we see all the ingredients that's existing in the city, as Dr. King said, and then you would have those that talk about they don't want a long, hot summer full of violence, but they have never stopped to deal with the ingredients that are there that create a long, hot summer for our young people and for the citizens in the city right now.
That's
and it's going to take our organizations working together, you know what I mean? And I mean really working together because the police job is to contain it, you know what I mean? Contain it to certain communities, zip codes, neighborhoods. We're going to have to be the ones that can eliminate that and be able to sit brothers down to settle those turfs and to settle those, beefs, whether they real or artificial. So talk about the importance of that, brother.
Well, as our beloved St. Amos Wilson taught us, crime is just a reflection of the economic disparity.
That's right. Yes, sir.
And like you say, idle minds.
That's right.
There's no reason, and I'm talking off the cuff right here now, though. There's no reason why we shouldn't be able to employ our youth over the summer. Yes, sir. Let alone year long.
That's right.
But if we have a fund that we can build where we're employing the youth over the summer, come on, there's plenty that need to be done. The brother talked about cleaning up the streets, building projects, art. We talked about, the artists.
That's right.
We have a lot of, musicians and budding, rappers, dancers, poets, all of that
Griots,
in the community.
all in our tradition.
So there's no reason why we can't, show our appreciation for our youth talent by paying them over a summer period. You have the camps for the younger ones, but I think the older ones, from 13 to 17 to 18, we should be able to employ them.
That's right.
And it's not that difficult if we're saving up throughout the year to just be ready to have a summer youth program of jobs.
Yes, sir.
Where they're being developed, learning business skills. I know the sister Malika had the school for the young sisters that want to learn how to open up hair salons.
Is that Malika Cooper?
Malika Cooper.
Dreads and heads.
Exactly.
Happy nappy day out in the park coming up in Gwen Oak. Yes, sir.
All of that. We have to institutionalize making our youth into what we want them to be.
That's right. Yes, sir.
And there's no reason why summertime we can't have, jobs ready for them. Because there's plenty of work, and we got the money because we're spending the money.
Yes, sir. That's right, brother.
We have to figure out what our priorities are.
Right.
We have to learn. We have to get this mantra in our head that I practice. Is I will sacrifice personal convenience to achieve group interest.
That's right. Yes, sir.
I will sacrifice personal convenience to achieve group interest.
Yes, sir.
We can't say that those children over there, that's their problem. No. All these children run around doing anything incorrect is our problem.
That's right.
And if we don't put a cap on it, they're going to grow up to be a bigger problem.
Yes, sir. That's right.
So, we got some minds out there. We got some folk that can put this together. We can't do everything over here.
Right. But everybody can do something. Everybody got a part in the role to play. You know what I mean?
Everybody
so
can
you
do
got to
something.
get in where you fit in and fit in where you get in, as we always say, brother.
Right.
To be a part of the movement. Everybody can't be the eyes and everybody can't be the ears, but everybody can be a part of the body.
Exactly.
That's the important thing to do, and it takes our unity. Talk about the importance of our unity, Brother Lionel, before we begin to wrap up, man, because as the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad demonstrated, as Brother Malcolm X demonstrated, the unity of us as a people here in America, but with those in, of course, the Caribbeans, with those in Africa, that's very key and very important in terms of our unity. And he said that our unity was more powerful than a nuclear bomb, or today we say a weapon of mass destruction. So talk about the importance of our unity, brother.
So true, so true, so true. First off, I want to clear, if it wasn't clear, that I said that we do have leaders.
Yes, sir.
But it's very important, as the brother was talking, as I'm about to add in, the uniformity of us as people. It's very important for us to be together on every aspect and every front. Otherwise, we can't move.
Yes, sir.
Our most powerful weapon is unity.
That's right.
We can have as many as leaders as any other group, and even more. But if we don't have involvement and people and uniformity, we can't move. That's what the movement is. It's us as a people creating power.
Yes, sir. All right.
Yeah, and let's not ignore solutions when they're presented. You know,
that's right.
If we have folks that are doing something, making some moves, you know, the beloved sister called in and said that, you know, the works that we're doing are great, then put something behind that.
That's
you know?
right, brother.
Let's not ignore. We know we got these issues.
Right. That's
so
right.
if you're in the presence of the